So the nice thing about having a kayak is there's quite a bit of do-it-yourself projects on the internet to save lots of money, and that's what this video is about today. I am going to be making, along with showing the process on how to make a PVC kayak cart. Now these things go for about $50 to I've seen $200 online. They usually have like an aluminum frame, which I bet these are really nice, well built, but this will be just as effective because I've used my friend's before and it works really well, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper. So altogether this should be about 35 bucks compared to your 50 to over 100. So I will go over the pieces and the process of building, and hopefully by the end save you some money as I save myself some money too. So here's the parts list. I will pop up and talk about each part you need. With that being said, stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so now that I have gone over every piece you're going to need for this build and the pricing, we are going to get started on the process of building this thing. And that is starting with cutting up this guy right here. So the tools I'm going to be using to cut this PVC pipe up is this guy right here. This is actually a hex pipe cutter for different type of piping. So this is only to score it because the pipe cutter that I am using I picked up from Home Depot about an hour ago. Ratcheting, so ratchets that. This was not part of the list of things you'd need, but if you do not have a pipe cutter, you're gonna have to pick one of these up, and this will add about $12 to your total, which still is less than you would spend. So I'm gonna go over each piece that you will need to be cutting to put this cart together. But I'm gonna score it and mark it, and then I'll go over each piece. So first I've marked 20 inches for the handle. So I'm going to score and cut this piece off right now. The next measurement is going to be 4.5 inches. The next mark is going to be another 4.5 inch. We're gonna have two of these. Next is a 1 3/4 inch marking. Second 1 3/4 inch. Next is a 4 inch. Second 4 inch mark. Next mark, 10 inches. We're gonna have double 3 inch markings. And lastly, marking up 4 8-inch pieces. All right, so I have cut up all my PVC dimensions that I need for this build. And once you're done cutting all your PVC, you should have all these pieces right here. One 20-inch long cut piece for your handle, two 3-inch pieces, two 4-inch pieces, two 1 3/4 inch pieces, two 4.5 inch pieces, one 10-inch piece, and lastly 4 8-inch pieces. So there is one more piece to prep before we get into the assembly of the cart, and that is the threaded rod. We are going to be cutting this to 26 inches. This is going to act as our axle for the cart. So I'm going to clamp this down real quick and cut it up. All right, my 26 inches of threaded rod is cut. That was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. It took me like 10 minutes to cut that, but there we go. So that is our axle. Now that this piece is prepped, it's time to piece together the cart. So this is the setup of what the bottom portion of the cart is going to look like. But I forgot there's one more piece to prep actually, which are these end caps. So we are gonna drill a 5/8 hole into the end of the caps to accommodate the axle going through. So let's do that real quick. So I just got done drilling these holes in the end caps. I was using a 5/8 inch drill bit. And now that I'm done prepping these two pieces, I'm going to assemble the bottom portion of the kayak cart. I'm going to be gluing it together outside without the camera because I need a well-ventilated area, safety reasons, and also it's raining outside, so I don't want to bring the camera out there. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we'll go from there. And the glue I will be using today is this stuff right here. This is PipeWeld. It's a spray. It's got primer and glue in one. I kind of wish I didn't get it because it's hard to control the bursts, and it ends up kind of looking like that. So if you can, I'd recommend getting the primer and the glue separate, but if you want to get this, it's just about the same price. So I'm gonna get gluing. All right, so when you're done gluing all that together, it should look like this right here. So we're starting with that first end cap that we drilled, and it's got that 1 3/4 inch piece of PVC holding the cap and the T-fitting together. These two T-fittings should be upright, and then this 4.5 piece will be connected to this T-fitting, which will be facing horizontal. That is for your handle right here. This will keep the kayak stable while you're not moving the kayak. And then you have the other piece of 4.5 inch PVC connected to the second upright T-fitting, and just like the same end cap, 1 3/4 inch connected to that T-fitting. So next I'm going to put together the top portion, and then we will put the wheels on, and we should be done. We'll test it out. So now building up from the bottom portion, we will have something that looks like this. From those two upright pieces, we connected the first 4 inch to a T-fitting and the second 4 inch to a T-fitting, and have a middle support bar of a 10 inch PVC pipe. So that's what that should look like right now. And now I'm gonna put pretty much the last pieces before we attach the wheels to this thing. So I'm gonna get gluing and do that. Last part of the frame is done. This is what it should look like in the end. We got the two pieces of 3 inch PVC glued into these T-fittings. These T-fittings are perpendicular to the T-fittings underneath it. And then we have the 4 8-inch pieces of PVC glued into these T-fittings. This will sit under the grooves of the kayak and keep it supported. So there we go, guys. That is the end product of the frame for your kayak cart. The glue job is kind of messy, but I'll probably hit this with some kind of coating or spray paint to clean it up. But next, I'm gonna run the axle through this, attach the tires, and then we are done. All right, I've ran the threaded rod through the bottom part of the cart frame. Now I'm going to be using the EverBilt Creat-A-Bolt nut washers and lock washers to connect those guys to this. All right, once you put the Creat-A-Bolt on here, you got your portable, you got the wheels on, and now it moves. And I forgot to mention about the handle or stand. So that sits like that when you're not using it. That is your last cap and the 20-inch piece of PVC we cut first. And there you go, that is the finished product right there. Well, here's the finished product. That was it in action. For about under 50 bucks, we were able to build something sturdy that can support your kayak from wherever you want to go, from your car to the launch or from one spot to the other. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this tutorial type thing was helpful. It's my first time kind of building something like this, so I wanted to explain it also. So if this did help you, please give this video a like, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, help me grow. And other than that, I hope to catch you and some fish in the next video. Thanks for watching.